Morning you guys, it's Karen and I have got a massive makeup haul for you guys. This is a collective haul, so these are things that I've bought like well before Christmas up until now, so in lots of different places, some from Look Fantastic, Beauty Bay, that kind of thing. So I had too much to do just one video, so I've done this one's going to be makeup, and then I'm going to do another one that's skincare and a couple of hair care items. So let me start with brushes. I bought some brushes. I bought these two Real Techniques brushes. I think I might have got these in Boots. If not Boots, it was Superdrug. One is a 407 and one is a 201. I don't know what they're designated for. I don't really worry about looking what they say they're for. I just think, what can I do with them? And I know that I like Real Techniques brushes. They're not always the softest, that's the only thing, but I'm still looking for the perfect bronzer brush and the perfect powder brush, and so I thought that either one of these might work out well for that, and so far I'm liking them both. For both really. I've been using this one for powder and I have occasionally used it for bronze. You can kind of see because there's a bit of bronze around the edge and I haven't washed it, but it's great for powder. It's a nice big one, but it's not too big. I often find powder brushes just too big. And then this one is actually quite good for blush as well, but this one is working out well for bronzer, and I've also used this for powder, so I'm not sure which one is going to be my favourite. I'm going to keep on using them and see what they end up being used for the most. Next is a Charlotte Tilbury powder and sculpt brush. I thought I would treat myself to an expensive brush. It's very rare that I buy, that I spend a lot of money on makeup brushes. The ones that I have in the past are Huda, Wayne Goss. I think that's probably it. Like I said, it's not very often I've bought an expensive brush, but those ones were all natural hair and this one's synthetic, so I wanted a cruelty-free brush. And I had high expectations of this, but I am really disappointed, I have to say. It is soft, it does feel extremely soft on the skin, so that's something that's good, but it feels flimsy. It feels like they've forgotten to put half of the bristles in here. I suppose what I was looking for is something like the Wayne Goss face brush that I used to use. I can't remember, it was number 2 maybe. But yeah, it just feels flimsy, like there's not enough bristles in there. So I used it this morning. What did I use it for? I think I just used it for blush this morning and maybe powder as well, just to see. And it's nice enough, but you can feel when you put it into a product that there's not much density to it, because you have to keep on and on and on to get anything on the brush. So I have to say I'm disappointed in that one. The next two brushes I adore. They're both from Morphe. One is Morphe Cross Jaclyn Hill. This is the JH52. A tiny little brush, but the good thing about this is it's a tiny brush, but it doesn't feel too pokey. Like I used to have a pencil brush from MAC years ago and I just had to stop using it because it just felt scratchy. That's the word. It felt very scratchy. This one doesn't feel scratchy when I use it. It's fine, but it's the perfect size to just put a little bit of colour in the outer corner there. So I've really been enjoying that one. And then this one is the 332, I think. It looks like this. This one I really like because it's super soft, and this is what I used it for this morning, just to blend out there where I put my crease colour in, and I'm having a lot of problem. Remember I told you with that bit where it picks up colour, and I was trying to blend it out with this, and this is I think this is going to be a great blending brush actually, so I'm enjoying those. Okay, onto face products. I got a primer. This is the All Nighter Face Primer Longwear Foundation Grip. It was the fact that it said grip that got me, and I thought afterwards, like, I've been a sucker for advertising there, the words that they're using, the fact that it said grip. I was like, oh yes, let me try that. I think what got me wanting to buy a primer, because I don't really use primers, is that I had seen a little tip on TikTok, and I'm sure it's been on YouTube before, where you, let me think now, you put a translucent powder on your skin after moisturising, then you spray setting spray, and then you put primer on, and then go on with your foundation, etc. So I just thought, well, I'd like to try a new primer, and try it with that method. I've tried it. I can't see any different to how I normally put my foundation on. So I haven't really tested this out, to be honest. It was just one of those things, and I tend to end up forgetting to use primer, same way as I do eye cream, and I just, unless I use it and really there's a wow, like it covers up my pores, because I do want to try the Beauty Blender, the leveler, but I can't see anywhere I can buy it just now. It's out of stock everywhere. But when that comes back in stock, I will try that, because I do have visible pores here and it would be good if I had something to cover them. But whether or not this extends my foundation, I don't know. And I think especially now where I'm not in an office situation, I don't need my foundation to last that long. The way I'd be able to test this is either if I went back to work in an office where I was leaving in the morning and, you know, out all day long and seeing how my foundation lasted, or when I go to meet my friend for lunch and we're shopping and whatnot, we tend to be out for the day. But, you know, those things are not happening just now. But so far I like it, you know, I've nothing bad to say about it. What else for face? Oh, I bought the foundation and I've got this on today. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Skincare. This is another Angie from Hot and Flashy inspired purchase, if you like. I was trying to think of the word there, because I watched a couple of her favourite videos and I wanted the Beauty Blender primer because she said it was good. I wanted this, and what was the other thing? Oh, the setting spray that I'm going to show you, the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And there was a couple of other things she mentioned that I bought. One of them was the Glossier brow flick pen, and I'm waiting for that to arrive. Anyway, I wasn't sure of my colour, but I went through their colour match process and this is what it came up with. So this is it's definitely a neutral, so this is light neutral 20.5, and that's what I'm wearing today. I think it's not too bad a match. I think I could probably go one down. You know, there was a 21.5 neutral that I was considering that was like light medium neutral, I think, something like that. So if I do like this foundation, I might well get that darker colour and see how I get on. This is the first time I've worn it, so I can't tell you much other than I like how it applies. I think it looks really pretty. It's quite thin, and I like that. It's not a thick foundation. It's not a thick creamy foundation. It doesn't set super quickly, but it gives you time to blend in. Somebody on Instagram, Andrew I think it was, had asked me, he was telling me that he'd recently bought the No. 7 Hydroluminous and thought it could be a dupe, which I thought, well, that's amazing that he thinks it's a dupe, but he hasn't tried this. He was saying that he wanted to try this, but actually I don't know whether it's just put the thought in my mind, but when I put this on I thought, you know what, it does feel a little bit like that No. 7 Hydroluminous. It's certainly the same consistency, so we'll see. It may well be a dupe, but I'm really liking it so far. We'll see how it lasts through the day, etc. As I'm going through all these things, by the way, let me know if there's anything specific you want a review of. If there's enough people and I'm able to, I will do a review of it, because obviously it depends how my head goes, etc. I imagine a lot of you are wondering how the Botox went. Once it actually kicks in, so probably in another week, I will do an update video that I'll put over on Life as a Zebra as to how it's affected my migraines and how it went, etc. But it all went fine, and I don't think it's kicked in yet. I don't know whether I'm going to get the surprise look or whether my brows are going to droop like that. I don't know yet. I don't feel like it's kicked in. It's not even been a week yet. But it all went fine apart from that. And my headaches haven't been too bad. I'm not getting them for the whole day at the moment, so we'll see how things go. But yes, let me know if there's anything you want a specific review of. Next, I can't remember if I showed you this. I know that I showed it on Instagram, I think before Christmas. It's this Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, because some of this was just a splurge after Christmas with my Christmas money, and some of this I had bought, like I said, before Christmas. But this is the palette here. It's just really beautiful, and actually the thing that really attracted me to it was this blush, and I thought, you know what, this is the face powder and I quite like that, and I think I probably like the bronzer, so I thought I'm definitely going to like 3 out of 4 of these. And when I showed it on Instagram, I think a couple of you said that you loved your palette and you used it all the time. I haven't actually been using it that much. I have used this bronzer this morning and I find it a bit patchy, I have to say. I found that it was, you know, I put it on and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to try and blend that out, whereas I don't with the other bronzers that I use. I think with the face powder I haven't been using it because it is just so small, you know, in this palette. I don't really use highlighter, and the blush is okay. I don't think this is a palette I'm going to love, I have to be honest with you. It's beautiful to look at and the products are beautiful, but I just don't love the bronzer enough, you know, like I have to work at it, and they're just a little bit too small for me. I should have known this. It was just something that was one of those pretty things that I thought I would like to have, but I don't know that I'll use that much. This next thing is yet another Angie from Hot and Flashy inspired purchase, and it's this. This is the Urban Decay powder foundation. I haven't used this too much, but on the days I've used it, I have really enjoyed it. What I thought this would be great for was to allow me to use my number 7 tinted moisturiser. Now, I can't find my number 7 tinted moisturiser. Do you remember I don't know whether I did a dedicated video, but I certainly talked about it on new number 7 products, I think it was. And I was saying that, you know, there's barely any coverage on it, but it's really nice, but there's just not enough coverage for me. And I thought, well, if I pair it with a powder foundation and see what I think of this powder foundation. I did use it for a couple of days, but I don't know what I did with the tinted foundation since then. I may well have given it away because I've finally found somewhere, I found a charity that I can give, you know, partially used makeup to people that will really appreciate it. So I may have accidentally given it away. But I do really like this. I haven't used it enough. I need to use it on, like say tomorrow when I'm not filming and see what I think. But I think because it's quite light, and I probably could have gone a bit darker. This is 30 NN. And I remember from the foundation colours, they're really odd, but this, yeah, is quite light. But so far so good with this. The setting spray, this is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I haven't used much of Charlotte Tilbury's makeup range or anything Charlotte Tilbury, to be honest with you. And I was a little bit put off when Angie had said there was a scent to it, because you guys know I try to avoid things with fragrances. But when I'm spraying it as a setting spray, I'm not as bothered, as long as it's not a smell that I hate or that's too overpowering that makes me choke or anything like that. Because it's gonna, you know, the idea is it's gonna sit on top of my foundation. It shouldn't sink in and cause any irritation in my mind. Maybe that's disordered thinking, but that's the way I think of it. So I sprayed it this morning, and the scent is not that strong, so I'm not bothered about that at all. It's quite a light scent, and I don't know whether it will hold my makeup. We'll see. That is something that I can actually test, because I can spray this inside my masks and see how much of my makeup comes off on my masks, etc. So far it's okay with that. Next, I bought some blushes, and I thought it was so interesting to see these side by side, because it makes me wonder if I'm colourblind sometimes, because I thought these were about the same colour. They're nothing like each other. You know, this is clearly coral, this is clearly peach. And I've found that happening with lipsticks. Like, I'll be wearing a lipstick in the house, and then I'll go in and get in my car and look in the car mirror, and I'm like, that's not the colour I thought that lipstick was at all. And I think what it might be is there's just not enough light for me in the house I'm in. And it's funny because I remember watching a video, and I think it was by, what does she call her, the beauty expert. She's an English lady that's kind of in the business, if you like. I can't remember her name, but she was given all these tips about what's the worst mistake people make. And one of them was, I remember it really annoyed me, she said not using natural light to put their makeup on. There's no excuse, you need to be by the natural light. And I thought to myself, well, that's all right for you if you have a lie-in, you know, because for me, certainly even now, I get up when it's dark, you know, but obviously that's just to do with it being winter. But, you know, I used to start work at 7 o'clock, so I used to get up at 5:30 and never had the opportunity to use natural light. And like I said, even now, it's just starting to get light so I can film. But I put my makeup on an hour and a half ago, you know. But I noticed in the living room there that we've got little spotlights, and I have to sort of move to a certain way to get under the spotlight, you know, so I'm probably not seeing the exact right colours. Anyway, that was off on a ramble. I do not have time for rambles like this. So I bought this Milani blush in Coral Cove, and I used it and I thought, it's okay. I was like, I don't know. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? I don't like this plastic packaging. You guys know I've said it before, even with these flower ones, but these are smaller and thinner, so I don't mind so much. But yeah, I used it and I was like, yeah, I don't love it. I don't know why. It's just one of those colours I don't love. And then I went and bought this flower one in Flower Pot Peach Primrose, and I think it's really pretty. I really, really like this one. I don't have it on today. I've got Melba on today. I'd already gathered all my makeup through here, or most of it anyway, but I do really, really like this. So I've got this one, and I've got that sort of rosy coloured one, and I'm so glad I've got some more blushes, because I just wanted more blushes that I could tell you guys about, that were favourites or that I was wearing or whatever, and a lot of the ones I've got just don't exist anymore. So I'm happy with that, but that one will be going in the giveaway box. From Glossier, I got this concealer. This is Stretch Concealer. Concealer is something that I would be really interested to find one that I can put under my eyes that does not enhance my fine lines, but that has enough coverage to cover what are now really bad dark circles I have, and also not bring attention to under eye bags. I honestly don't think that's possible. I think I'm just going to be a serial concealer tester. I don't know whether you can tell with that. I went in, you know, quite firmly and quite a lot to get on my finger and then to put it on there, and you can see that it's not, it's very, very thin, this. It's actually really nice, and it's one of those that it is nice for not necessarily bringing attention to lines, but it doesn't really do, it hasn't got much coverage at all. And so I used it with something I'm going to show you actually, this little thing. I got these two, I actually got them from Amazon. I got two of them. The other one I think is in the bathroom waiting to be washed. The other one is in a sort of diamond shape from Real Techniques. Is it? Finish Miracle Remedy Sponge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Real Techniques. Yeah, Real Techniques. And I thought this would be perfect because what you do is put it like that and then you can use it under your eyes. So I used this with this. I also tried it with a brush. I also tried it with my finger. I tried one layer, I tried two layers. It doesn't, with one layer it doesn't bring attention to your lines, but to me there just wasn't any coverage. And if I'm going to use this, even before I thought I had dark circles and, you know, under eye bags, I was using it to brighten under my eyes to really make that area, I guess, stand out. I haven't used anything today. I haven't used any concealer at all. I just used back to just using my foundation, and none of my eyeshadow dropped down, so I didn't need to. But yeah, that's a bit of a fail for me so far, but I feel like I need to try it again. For some reason I feel like I decide something's a fail, I want to put it aside and then try it again like a month later or something, just to see if maybe my skin was just not looking great that day, or, you know, something like that. Let me know if anybody's got any experience of that Glossier concealer. Love these little applicators, absolutely love them. Okay, what else? We've got a lot of eye products here. I've got two brow products. I got this Revolution XX Fine Brow. So this is just that sort of micro brow type product. This one now, I bet you it won't say what colour it's in. Oh, will it there? Get my glasses. Let me get my glasses. Soft brown. Okay, finally found it. So this is in soft brown, and this is in the format I like. It's got a little spoolie on the end and it's a micro brow pencil. So I thought I would give it a go because it's actually less expensive than the NYX micro brow pencil that I love. But it's just the wrong colour. Maybe it would be better now. I've put that, you guys were asking what I had on my hair. It's just the conditioner. It's just the Osmo Colour Refresh conditioner in Radiant Red. I just put some of that in it, and I didn't do it very well, unfortunately. You can see it's quite patchy, but I just wanted to see what it came out like using it concentrated rather than mixing it with a conditioner. This is nice. Like I said, it's a couple of pounds cheaper than the NYX one, which is why I wanted to try it. But this colour is just no good, and this is soft brown. I don't think there's any other colour that would be more suitable to me. This is just a bit too, tiny bit too dark on and a bit too cool. Whereas my chocolate, actually I can use chocolate or soft taupe from the NYX range, and they work really well. So I'll probably use it up, but not a repurchase. The other brow item I've got is what I've got on today. So this will be interesting for me to watch back and see what the colour's like. I think it might be a shade too dark when my hair's back to its natural sort of strawberry blonde colour, if you like. This is a little brow powder, and this is by Morphe, and this one is called Praline. So I'm tempted to try the one above this, which is the lightest one you can get. I don't know the name of it, but this was the second lightest. That's what it looks like in there, Praline. I really like this. I think this is really nice. It's not what I'm always looking for if I get things like this. I want it to be in little packaging, and this is in little packaging. This one doesn't have a mirror, which I think is good. I don't need a mirror in here. And I'm looking for a dupe of the Anastasia brow powder because that's very expensive and that's what I love. And the one I get is in caramel, but I don't use both of the colours in it. This is almost a dupe. It's a pretty good dupe. It's just not quite as, like when you use the brow powder from Anastasia, it goes on like as if, goes on in sharper lines, I feel like. Sharper and softer. Does that even make sense? This one goes on more like an eyeshadow. I know that you can use eyeshadow for brow powder, and I have done that several times, but I feel that it doesn't go on as crisp. It's not as easy to do your brows, and it doesn't stay for as long. whereas this one is more like a brow powder. And there may not be any difference. It may be all in my head. Maybe they're formulated exactly the same. I don't know. It could well be that I'm just making that up. But so far I like this. So like I said, I might get the colour above that and see how I get on. Eyeshadows. I bought 2 products from Sydney Grace. I know that Sydney Grace is very, very popular at the moment. There wasn't much choice for me to buy when I was looking at her website. We have to order it from the US for us in the UK, and I paid customs on this on top of paying whatever they cost. I can't remember, but I think the total was about £30 that I paid just for these 2 items, maybe even a bit more because the customs was like £12 or something. This one is a cream shadow in, it's a beautiful colour. When you do a swatch of it, you're like, wow, that is amazing. What does it say? I think it's in Troop, or is this the one in Troop? Oh goodness, now I don't know. I mean, it's just gorgeous when you do it like that. Very, very pigmented. But I think I put it on and it's just a little bit too dark for me, this colour. And then this eyeshadow, this is just a single eyeshadow. I did have on in a video, I told you guys at the beginning that I had it on. Let's see if this one is Troops. Yeah, this one is Troops. It's a very unusual colour. I mean, it looks beautiful, but when I put it on my eyes, I just wasn't that impressed. You guys did like it, you know, in the video I had it on, you said you liked it, but I used the following day a colour that's fairly similar out of the Jaclyn Hill Bling palette, and I preferred that one. So I've only used that the once, but I don't want to throw it away because, you know, they were obviously, or give it away even just yet, because they were quite expensive. So I want to try them both again and see what I think. I wish there was more available to us in the UK. And I think a lot of it was just out of stock. It's not just about being in the UK. In the US, a lot of it was out of stock. I bought this NYX, I think it's just called a jelly, called Strike a Rose. Yeah, Shadow Jelly, Strike a Rose. Looks like that. And I used it once and it was okay. That's what it looks like there. Do a little swatch for you there. That's the colour there. So really pretty colour. You can see why I was attracted to it. It's my typical kind of, that kind of rosy, peachy, corally colour is what I enjoy in eyeshadows. And it was just okay. I need to use this again on top of a peach colour. I think this to me is more of a topper. Like using it on its own, it was actually quite sheer on the eyes and it didn't really look right. So I need to use something underneath this and then put a coat of this on top and see what I think. I think this is one of those that you could, you know, do a whole eyeshadow look and then just put a little bit in the middle of your eyelid to sort of brighten your eye up. I don't know. So that's another one that I need to try again. Then the final eye thing is this eyeshadow palette that I think I've told you about. This is the Pat McGrath palette, but this is it's still the Divine Rose one, or Mothership. I'm sure it's also called Divine Rose, but this is the second one rather than the third one, I think. Do you remember the last one I got? The one that Kev bought me was the latest one, and this is the one before it. You may remember on Instagram I was saying that I was selling some palettes, and 2 of them were Natasha Denona. I'm pretty sure there was the Glam palette and the Love palette. Glam palette and certainly one other palette anyway, and then the Pat McGrath palette. Now there wasn't that much interest in the Pat McGrath palette, and I was actually really pleased because I thought although there was only 1, possibly 2 shadows in there that I liked, the one eyeshadow that I like in it is a trio chrome, I think you call it, or a multi-chrome, and it is amazing. And every time I wear it I get compliments. I really enjoy it every time I wear it, and I thought, you know what, having that one eyeshadow, I know it seems ridiculous out of a whole palette, and I'm certainly not going to try to depot it, but I do really love that eyeshadow, and so for now I'm going to keep it, you know, and see how much I use it. But I had a look at this one and the colours just appealed to me more. So after selling, Kev always knows if I've sold palettes that he's bought me, because he bought me the Glam palette for our anniversary as well. He's fine, he's like, yeah, just sell them and then buy yourself another palette. And so I sold 3 palettes in the end. Actually, I can't remember what the third one was, and had to put a bit of money towards this, but I thought, you know what, I couldn't find any palettes that I wanted at the time, and I thought this looks like more my sort of colours, and I have to say I really, really like this. Does it say Divine? Sorry, glasses again, I can't see a thing nowadays without my glasses. Pat McGrath Mothership. Eye Ecstasy? Mothership V2, yeah, V11. That's 7, isn't it? isn't that 7? V2, V11? Divine Rose. Anyway, I'll try and link the right one for you just in case you are interested, but it's uber expensive. But in this one, I like everything except... The only one I've not used is this one, which is a light kind of gold colour that I don't really use, but this is the multichrome one. Actually, this is multichrome as well, but they're all really, really pretty eyeshadows, really, really lovely to use, and I'm glad I've got that. One other eye product to tell you about is what I'm wearing at the moment. It's this Allure Pro Magnetic Eyeliner and Lash System. So I've got these lashes on at the moment. These are Fluttery Light 007, so they're lashes that I would use in the normal Allure range anyway. Let me see if I've got any to show you. When I was taking a break there, this arrived. This is the Dyson Corral cordless straightener. Can't wait to try it. I'm very excited about that. What was I saying? Yes, Fluttery Light. So let me show you. These are the lashes by Allure that are called Fluttery Light 007. You see those okay? And they're exactly the same, except they come with an eyeliner that is magnetic. Okay, this is a close-up. Oh, I really don't like close-ups of my eyes at the moment. It does make me feel like my eyes have drooped a bit, but I really can't see that the Botox has kicked in yet. Anyway, what was I talking about? These are the eyelashes, so I wanted you to see them close up. I just think they look okay. I don't know why they would look any different to the normal ones, you know, the non-magnetic ones, but yeah, this is what they look like. Let me show you with my eyes closed and whatnot. They're very natural looking. So all you do is you put the eyeliner on, and the only thing is, I don't know whether it'll be the same with the Kiss ones because I've ordered the Kiss ones to see what they're like, but you have to put 3 layers of the eyeliner on. I only put 2 on, and they feel very secure, I have to say, but you have to put 3 layers is what it tells you, and to wait for each layer to dry, so that's quite a long process, and then you just put the eyelashes on. So these lashes are exactly the same as this, except they've got tiny little magnets in the base of them. So I like the fact that it's, you know, they're like that. I don't know how easy they'll be to pull off. I better not try that until later. But so far they're just okay, but I don't think I would wear this style again. What else? Okay, on to mascara. I bought 2 mascaras. The first one is the Lift and Define 5D Lash Extra Dimension by Revolution. I just saw this in Superdrug as I was buying other stuff, and I thought the brush looked like my type of brush, which is this. So it is a natural brush rather than a plastic brush. It's nice and thin. You know, it was saying 5D lash, it was given a lot of claims, so I thought why not try it because it's an inexpensive one. I'm still looking for the perfect mascara. I've only used it once. I used it yesterday, and I don't think I'm going to like it because from first use it's one of those that does exactly what I said I don't like, where it clumps them together. So I used it and I had just the middle part of my lashes there were all together, and I end up having to sort of do this and take some of the mascara off and then try and sort of separate it, but with a brush that's got a lot of product on, so you end up having to try and do this, you know, and get all the product off, but then it's still got too much product on it. I don't think I'm going to like this. I am going to try it another couple of times, but I don't think I'm going to like it. I think it's just too thick and, you know, thickens everything up. This morning I used this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. It's just a little mini. I love it when you can get a little mini or a travel size of something that, so you can try it. Again, this sort of brush appealed to me because it's small, but it is plastic. I didn't know that. It's though sometimes, I've said before, it's a bit of a strange one because it doesn't matter the size of the brush, but with a plastic brush, sometimes it just catches my eyelid and makes my eye water. And also doesn't feel as nice to use, weirdly. But I used this morning before putting my lashes on, and it was quite nice. I suppose what I didn't think through is I'm probably never going to buy a mascara this expensive, because mascara is quite a consumable, isn't it? And I prefer to buy something a bit less expensive than this. But I'll continue trying this and let you know how I get on. Finally, some lipsticks. I bought a set which had these 3 plus the other one which you've seen me wearing in a few videos called Sugar Cookie. Today I've got the Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello, and it's very much like that. It's a sort of pinky beige colour. And I think it's in my makeup bag through there, but then you've got these 3 as well. So they've all got a scent. I'm pretty sure I bought these either last year or the year before. I really would be interested in trying this one. I'm just very, very rarely get to try in bold colours. I think because I always end up doing an eye colour look, you know, but especially now that I'm not loving my eyeshadow so much, I should really try like no eyeshadow maybe some eyeliner and lashes, I don't know, and a bold lipstick and see what I think. But I have tried it in the past and haven't loved it, but I'm happy to try it again. Oh, so that smells lovely. I think that might be the rum one. I don't know why it matters that they smell, does it? But it was just a nice little Christmas set, and I haven't used any of these 3 yet. Then I bought, is that my... I bought some Kiko Lip Balms with a tint to them. I can't remember if I've showed you these. These are, I've got a plain one and then I've got these 2. I think they're just numbers like 02, 03. So this one is 03, the coral one, and this one is 04, the kind of pinky one. I'll show you what they're like. But they've got a little bit of colour to them, which I like, because on a no makeup day, if I just put a normal lip balm on, which I do a lot of the time, it can sometimes look too pale. So it's nice to have something like this that I can use, you know. So I've been using that. I used that over the holidays because I got this before Christmas when we were going out for a walk. You know, I always want to put lip balm on just before I leave the house, and then it gives you a little bit of colour. But what they're also nice for is things like my Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello that I think I told you guys I'm kind of going off the really sort of neutral colours on me. I'll see what I think when I watch this back. I specifically wanted to use Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello today and see my thoughts, but I put it on top of this Madison Beer lip gloss. But if I don't like it, I can use something like this on top to just sort of change the colour a bit, you know, to sort of brighten it up a bit. And the final lipstick I bought was the Sleek Matte Me in Birthday Suit. I think I said to you guys that I'm looking to try and use something a bit brighter. But then every time I use this, I just feel like I don't like it, and I end up taking it off and putting on a more neutral colour. I'm going to put some on just now because I think what's happening is it's just what I'm used to. Because when I first stopped putting that, you know how I used to wear a black line under my eyes? When I first stopped doing that, I didn't like it. But I'd do it occasionally, and then I started to think, oh, actually I quite like that, and now I'm completely used to that and would hate to put a thick black line underneath. I don't mind putting it in my waterline, but I think it's just about what you're used to, you know? Same when you get your hair cut, isn't it? See, now I'm putting it on and thinking, well, actually that's quite nice. It doesn't necessarily go with the eyeshadow. I don't like this eyeshadow on me today at all. This is the Huda Beauty Private Jet and Shimmering Sunset the Cream Matte and Metal liquid eyeshadow, not cream. Yeah, I actually really do like that lipstick when I put it on, but when I've put it on in the living room, I don't like it, which may again be about the lighting. So it's called Birthday Suit, so it's just not too bold, but it's just a nice, you know, brings colour out in you a bit more, you know. That is everything. Wasn't that a huge haul? You see what I mean about I had so much to talk about. I think the skincare one is almost as big, and I've got more stuff coming. I'm thinking of reviewing this Dyson straightener, but I've also put an order in for a brand called Sosu. I think it's by somebody called Sue, and that's why it's Sosu. Susan somebody. So yeah, I'm going to do a makeup haul which is just about that brand, just to see what they're like, because they're a nice cruelty-free. I think there's some vegan items as well, so that'd be interesting to see. And what else am I waiting for? Oh, the Glossier Brow. I haven't got the Glossier Brow pen. I'm looking forward to trying that, and I think that's all I'm waiting on. Yeah. Oh no, I've done a Superdrug haul as well. I've obviously been feeling spendy. Like I said, I've been spending a lot of my Christmas money. But Superdrug, I got the Kiss lashes. So Kiss do the same kind of lashes, the Pro Magnetic kit. So I'll see what those are like. And I ordered a conditioner from the Superdrug range and a couple of other bits and pieces. So that's everything for today. I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've tried any of these things. Let me know if you want reviews of any of these things. And that's everything. Oh, I need to tell you what I'm wearing, don't I? Well, you know the foundation is It Cosmetics one. Yeah. Blush is MAC Melba. I've told you what's on my eyes. Yeah, I've told you everything already. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you again soon.